This famous YouTuber, Nick Avocado, went from being morbidly obese to losing 250 pounds and has released his video that has already received 50 million views in just one day, and he named it a social experiment. And he's also making this claim.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social...
Let's talk about it from a psychiatrist perspective. But first, I want to react to his video in which he is sending really powerful message.
This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence. Thirsty for distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time.
So he's talking about how people are just mindlessly consuming social media and just believing everything people are putting out there. There are so many followers who are just following the influencers mindlessly. I've seen this very common phenomena that when an influencer have a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, people just start following that influencer. Some of those influencers are very toxic influencers like Shira7 and Dutate, but they have such a strong fan base that even if someone say anything against them, people jump at them.
I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing, it's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people consuming anything that they're told to consume. So
I want to stop here and share that it is so true. Just talk about like big luxury brands, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Are those bags beautiful? Absolutely not. They look disgusting. If you bring a person from another planet who does not know anything about these brands, they will say these brands are hideous and look ugly. For instance, look at Hermes, their bags, their shoes, their everything. It's just not beautiful. They just put their brand name and that's it. And they are selling it for such high cost and people are consuming it. They are paying their hard-earned money on these brands and just consuming them for what? To get external validation, to impress others, because they are not getting anything for themselves. So that's what he's talking about, how people are just following and becoming consumers, just following all the trends. It's not fulfilling internally.
So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year.
So he's saying he became the villain because he was one of the very hated YouTuber and TikToker. People start to hate him. They think that his life is completely out of control. He would post those videos and he was just gaining weight constantly to a dangerous extreme, and that led to people hating him. He was also very dramatic and showing all the conflictual emotions he has been experiencing. He went to the point that he actually got disabled. He couldn't walk. He had to use wheelchair. So all of that attracted a lot of polarity and hate from others, but now he's making it seem like it was a strategic move. He just wanted you to believe that, and it's so easy that we can put up a persona and other people, the whole world can fall for it.
For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain, stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants. Influence the ants. Brainwash the ants. You are the ants.
He's giving a really good, deep message in a vague, dramatic way, which is working for him very well. He's getting the views that he wants, but it is a very positive message for others. So he's saying that if you just are a mindless follower, you're like an ant. You have no value. And all of us are more than ants. If we stop these mindless following behavior, we all have things within us that we are inspired to do, that are very fulfilling for not only for us, for others too. We can inspire others through following our dreams and goals, and we all have different strengths. Now I want to share my theory on Nick Avocado and what happened to him. When he started, he was a vegan and he loved to play violin. Seems like those were his passions, those were his callings, and he truly enjoyed doing it. However, he didn't get that much views and that much attention from posting those videos. He got more attention from posting his mukbang videos in which he was eating excessive amount of food in a small amount of time, and also posting his dramatic conflictual emotions. And he started doing those to get more views, likes, and to get validation. However, while he was doing it, he didn't feel fulfilled. He started going on that path of self-hatred and self-shame and decided to make a change. Because he was gaining a lot of weight too. He gained dramatic amount of weight to the point that he was so unhealthy. People thought like his content is becoming depressing. They didn't even want to watch it. All he got from viewers at that time was hate. He was getting validation, but it was negative validation. And validation and attention are very addictive. A lot of creators do get addicted to it. A lot of celebrities do get addicted to it. Kardashians are one prime example of that. So we should be very conscious about it and not to go into a negative path to get those attention and validation. And that's why it seems like he was going that path, but then he decided to change his life, but he didn't tell anyone. And it is a very brilliant move that he did. Seems like he's a very smart individual because he got all this attention, and this time it is positive.
Just want to thank all you guys for the really nice comments.
He also seems to be an extremist person. He gained so much weight, so he went to an extreme over there, and then he lost all that weight. So that was an extreme too. He got an extreme of negative attention, and now he's getting an extreme of positive attention. So he's very polarizing, and polarity always get attention. Controversy, polarity always get attention. So he has learned how to fool the ants. He's calling us ants. So he has learned how to manipulate our mind, because our mind, we are attracted to polarity. Always when there's a drastic up and down, it gets traction. Nick Avocado has learned how to manipulate us ants. So it's up to you. Do you want to stay ants, and do you want to stay a follower, just a mindless follower of those influencers who everyone is following, or do you want to really do what you are called to do in this life? And how do you know what are you called to do in this life? Is by doing things that truly give you joy, like doing something that you spend hours doing and you don't mind it, like you really enjoy doing it. So that's your calling. I would love to hear all your comments and what do you think about this transformation. Some people are even saying they are scared of what will happen next, because he's saying that I'll keep sharing these stories for you. Like he's saying, I'll keep fooling you. I have figured out a formula to manipulate human mind, a common human mind. There are some people who don't get manipulated, and those are the people who distance themselves from the validation part. Your actions are not dictated by negative or positive attentions. You do what you feel you should be doing. And this is a very, very important deep message that he has given to all his viewers.